Good evening, Central Indiana, and welcome to Porch Time with your host, Kevin Quayle, live from JTH Construction Studio. We have a couple of lovely ladies in studio with us tonight to discuss lots of veteran stuff coming up. But first, let me get through my sponsors. American Basement Solutions, 1-877-409-2837. Fathom Real Estate, Teresa Messmer, 765-341-8911. Drink the Creek, Cedar Creek, coming up May 7th. As a matter of fact, Monday night, we have their opening act in studio, and I cannot wait. It's Pavel and Direct Contact with Son de Esquina. It is Latin American Fiesta night out there May 7th. That's going to be a fun show. Tune in Monday night to Monday Music Hour. Rob's got those guys coming in studio, so that'll be a blast. Bland & Boys Lawn Care. Contact them for your yard needs, 765-341-9656. They took care of my yard today. Findhelp.org. That is Judge Williams' group. Get on there and look that up if you need some help financially. It covers domestic. It covers a lot of areas. It's a very good site. Wayman's Appliance, Furniture, and Mattress from right here in town, 765-342-4339. Stop in there and tell Mark I said hey. Wellsprings, that's Bob Goodrum's group, handling a lot of the homeless situation here in town, 765-346-6661. And of course, Stid's Comfort System. It's nice and cool in here tonight, thanks to Stid. 765-346-0195. And last but not least, Peggy Mayfield. She is our state representative for District 60. And Election Day is just a few days away. Do not forget that. And other than that, I think I'm done with those. Hello, Christine. Hello, Mike. Hello, Rich. Tom Dodds, how you doing? Ladies, welcome to Porch Time. How are we tonight? Sherry McGee and Lindsay Smith.
Hello, thank you for having us.
I'm honored to have you both in here. You guys have a lot of stuff going on. Sherry is the president of the 7th District Auxiliary from the state of Indiana, from right here in Morgan County. Yeah. Did I mess that up?
No,
probably.
It's Department of Indiana.
Yeah, Department of Indiana. And Lindsay's got a ton of stuff. She's a 7-year Navy vet. She's the head of the Morgan County Veteran Service. She's the officer at the Morgan County Veteran Service Office right here in the county. She's been out there 2 years. She's very pushy, is what I'm being told. So, no, probably shouldn't have said that on air. But
everybody knows.
One of the things the ladies are in here for, other than the Legion and the Auxiliary and this right here, there's a Veterans Creative Arts Festival coming up on May 13th. And they're just going to discuss a little bit of that and everything else. How are we doing tonight? Good?
Oh.
It's not raining yet, and we got our fingers crossed for that. So, Lindsay, I'll start with you. You're a Navy officer, 7-year vet. How did you end up in Martinsville? I mean...
well, we've lived everywhere. And then when I got out, I went to South Carolina, which is just one of the places that I've lived. And that is where my husband and I moved in together. And then he got transferred to Virginia. He was still in. And then when he got out, he took a civilian job for Siemens Healthcare, and we went to New York. So we were there for 7 years, and then we wanted out of New York. So
I don't blame you there.
I tried to choose the smallest little country hometown I could pick closest to mine, and we came here. But I don't know why he came. He's from Detroit. I have no idea why he agreed to come here.
But you're out of the big city, and you're in the thriving metropolis of Martinsville.
And it's hilarious when people complain about traffic.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've experienced some serious traffic. You are the officer at the Morgan County Vets Service Office. Mm-hmm. And you've been there 2 years.
Yes.
Can you give us a little detail of what all that involves?
Yes. So the commissioners of every county, they appoint a veteran service officer throughout Indiana. So every county has one, and many people don't know about it. So, if you're a veteran or if you know a veteran, find a county veteran service officer and go access your benefits. You can walk in, cold call them, and just say, I'm a vet, help me. And they will know what to do, hopefully. But people come to us, and, even spouses and family members come to us, and we help them access federal benefits, state benefits, county benefits if they're available. And, we walk them through the whole process. We hold hands, we counsel, we hug, we do all of those things.
That's fantastic. I'm a vet, served in the United States Army, and the only thing I ever really took advantage of was the VA loan purchasing a home. And I've actually used that twice, believe it or not. But what are What are some of the programs or benefits that I'm missing out on? And does any of this affect? I have grown kids now.
Mm-hmm.
Could they be taking advantage of that through me or no?
Well, it depends on how grown. So, I mean, the number one thing we see people for is VA disability.
Okay.
So, a lot of it is, hearing loss at the very minimum. Most of us have experienced some kind of hearing loss from our service. And so I would say that's the majority of what people have throughout the world. They have at least maybe 10% or even 0%, but they're rated for hearing loss. But if anything happened to you while you were in service, even if it's something as innocuous as you had heartburn or acid reflux, you can file for that. If you're in the service right now, any single
I could give you a list of
yeah, anything that happens to you is fileable. So a lot of people get out and they go, well, I had surgery on this or I broke that, and then I have bad hearing. But then I'll go through their military service record or their medical record. I'll go through that and find stuff for you. So you might think you have 3 things to file for when in reality you have 17 things to file for. So we just, a veteran service officer, we have to get accredited. We have to maintain that accreditation and that training. And so your best chance of success at a claim is to go through a veteran service officer. There's tons of horror stories about lawyers. Everybody wants to go use a lawyer because they think that to get any benefits, you have to fight the VA, and that's just not true. The lawyers are not required to maintain any training. They don't understand how the VA works, and we do. So, if I think that you need to go to a lawyer, I'll let you know. But you really don't have to ever pay to get benefits and get access to those. So VA disability is the biggest. Like I said, that's what most people access. I would say education benefits we can help with.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah.
Wes.
Yep. All of that. Come see me. So disability is, as you can imagine, the absolute number one thing. We have people cold call us and just say, hey, my husband's a veteran and he doesn't want to do anything, but he needs help. What can I get him? So we'll go kind of through a whole list of things. Also, burial benefits are a big thing. A lot of people don't realize because maybe they lose their veteran and now they don't know they need to come to us to go ahead and access all kinds of different benefits they can get after their spouse has died. We can walk you through that process as well. So there's all kinds of payments that you might be eligible for. And as far as, you mentioned you had grown children.
Yes.
College benefits, if you're a veteran and you're in Indiana, your children go to college for free at about 10 to 12 different colleges here. So, I mean, my children, I have 3 sons.
Don't tell me that. I got one graduating IU here next week.
Well, they could have gone for free.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not. IU is on the list. All 3 of my kids.
What about getting that reimbursed?
I don't know, but that is a question I've had recently, so I'm checking into that. I think that would be great. I
seriously have one graduating on May 7th.
You're not the only one.
And I'm not going to be at that concert. I'd never heard of that.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you she's dug, and this kid's thorough. Mm-hmm. She's dug through everything she could have.
Yeah, it's a state program. It's IDVA. So if you go to idva.gov.
Are you kidding me? Now I'm frustrated.
I'm sorry.
I hope she's not listening.
There's a thing where you sign up online, and that's how you apply for it. And it lists the colleges you can go to. I think a long time ago, even my husband and I were under the impression when we moved here that we had to get up to a certain amount of disability, each of us, and together equal 30% in order for our kids to be eligible. And I think that's how it used to work, that you had to be disabled a certain amount to get free college for your kids. Now it is not like that. If you served, I think it's 2011 and later, if you join the service 2011 or later, then that's the way it is. But if you served before 2011, if you joined or served before then if you're a veteran, you're in, period.
I'm pretty sure myself and Wes both served before 2011.
Yeah. So free college.
We're 80s and I cannot. I don't even.
I'm sorry.
I want to end the show right now.
I will definitely research and make sure I can find out whether or not there's.
Even if 50% returned, I won't.
You think that you would though, because you would have been eligible for it, and so just because you didn't use it doesn't mean you shouldn't get the money.
But the thing that I don't understand is why didn't they? Some point in time, she had to fill a sheet out.
Well, you can't guarantee that every single person that has a job does their job well.
No.
So there's that.
All right. What about Empire Beauty School? Because that's where another one went.
No. Nope. Beauty
That
school
one's not bad. That one's not bad.
Nope.
But yeah, if I can help her out and help us out by
Yep, that would be great.
There you go. See, Wes.
Through college. Oh
yeah, Wes, I'll track this, buddy, and I will let you know.
I will find out and get back to everyone.
Even if it's just a percentage.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. If the money was available to us and our VA person down here
Yeah, you guys cannot be the only ones that have experienced this,
Right.
so I don't know.
But I'll rattle the chain now because, I mean, over any of the benefits, that
Mhm.
would be most beneficial.
Yes,
So,
it is very expensive.
and he's put 3 through. So
I wouldn't know because mine are going to be free, thank goodness. Watch, they're going to want to do something ridiculous, like not go to
You gotta
college.
hurry it
even though
up.
it's
Get him
free.
up there. Oh no, that's all going to be paid for.
I told them now their options are the military or free college. That's it. They're going to be like, I'm going to go to New York and study at NYU. Please pay for that.
Yeah, right.
Nope.
Wow. How did you get to where you are here in county? Long journey.
I literally do not remember.
Clearly, you're good at something to get to that point.
It must have been 2019, where I had been here like maybe a year or so. I applied to be the assistant for Rick Baum, who is the most recent veteran service officer. He
Right.
retired in December, and he interviewed me, and he went to offer me the job, and I actually turned it down because at the time my kids were younger, and it just wasn't going to work out. It was a part-time gig, and I wasn't going to be able to take them to school and all this other stuff. And then a year later, in I think like February or March of 2020, when COVID started, he called and asked me again if I would do it. So when everybody else was not working, I decided to go back to work when the pandemic started.
Sure.
And I've been here ever since, and it's the best job I've ever had.
Okay, I'm going to ask you something nosy.
Okay.
Does your rank from the
No.
military doesn't?
No, wouldn't that be nice?
That's what I'm saying.
I also tried to see if you
what
could buy
GS
back
status are you at
retirement.
over there?
No. I also tried to see if you could buy back retirement. Like I served 7 years. If
Right.
I serve now another 13, can
She was
I?
an officer in the United
No.
States Navy, by the way, and thank you for your service.
Thank you.
So,
But no, that does not correlate. Just what you get paid is what you get paid. So then when he retired,
but it's
I
a government
applied,
position.
and yeah, well, not really though. It's a county government, not a federal government.
Okay.
If I went to work for the VA or something like that, that would be a GS government position.
Okay, Wes. I see. Okay.
Yeah, here I am.
Well, you've enlightened at least myself and Wes because I spoke to the VA early on,
Hmm.
and I'm divorced now, but my wife at that point in time, she was very thorough and things like that, and we
Mhm.
looked into benefits, and not one time did anyone ever mention.
Well, that's the scary part. We get people all the time.
Free
We have
tuition.
90-year-olds that come in and go, "Okay, I'm calling for my benefits."
Because I've got a third one that didn't go to college yet, and she's just worked. She didn't want to go to school.
She's gonna go for free as long as she's under 23. No, you have to be. So if they're
She just
18 to
turned 22.
23 and they're living with you, then they're still eligible. You're still eligible to get paid a stipend if you're 30% or above, disabled, things like that.
Mhm.
But this benefit, if you apply for it, then they can be as old as 34 as long as they start their college career by 34. I know. Don't
34
spit your drink out.
It's coffee. 34-year-old freshman. Hell, I'm going back.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just turned 22.
But they're
the
not going
twins.
to pay for it for you.
No,
But
no.
unless you've used your GI Bill.
I never did use my GI Bill,
Gosh.
but I mean that was, you're talking 89, and it just wasn't in the cards. I went in the Army because I didn't like school, so
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah. And you learn so much more.
yes, you see the world, and
Yeah.
saw some interesting things, of course, and
And you meet all kinds of people, which I think is the best part.
that is I still communicate with 3 or 4 of them. One comes on here a lot, a buddy of mine from upstate New York.
Mhm.
And then I've got 2 from out in, that actually, we're in a unit together in Germany, and I ended up hooking them up, and they got married, and
Oh
now
my
they live out in
goodness.
Arizona, and they came here and
Part-time
visited.
matchmaker.
Yeah, 2 good friends of mine, and they've popped on every now and then, but he's a good man. Man, I am
Sorry.
a loss for words with
sorry.
that.
But
Yeah.
that's if you can just think about that. I mean, you're not, you've researched, you've done all of this, and you think that you know what you're entitled to, and you're somebody that's out in the community and talking to people all the time, and you still didn't know. So think about all of the people we have. We have thousands and thousands of veterans, more every day, moving into Morgan County, and they have no idea what they're eligible for, much less that our office exists and we will do it for you.
You told me something, right? And I won't get into off-air why, but what was your phrase you said to me? Did I raise my hand to?
Oh, okay. So
many people come to her and say, I don't want the benefit.
yeah, I get refused a lot actually because I am very pushy, And I will say, why haven't I seen you? Come in, let's see what you're eligible for. And a lot of people, mostly men, I'm not saying anything, I'm just saying mostly men, because the majority of vets here are men. They come to me and they say, oh, well, this and this and this. And I say, well, you should apply. That's definitely something you can get paid for. And they go, no, I'm good. I lost friends, or, I didn't come back with no arms or this, and I'm healthy and I'm fine. And so what I told Kevin was that I spend the majority of my time talking people into it and convincing them that they do deserve these benefits, that the federal government set up requirements, and if you're eligible, you're eligible.
Because we all raised our right hand.
You all raised your hands. We all did. And we signed the dotted line saying that we would give up to and including our lives. Just because we didn't lose our lives, just because chance threw that into some other people's laps and not ours, does not negate the fact that we served and that we would have given our lives. And that's the most important part. This money is not going to go to somebody else because you don't take it. And if you come to me, I'm not assuming that you're after money. It's not about being a gold digger or anything. This money exists. It is put in the budget of the government, and they have black and white outlined guidelines to apply for it. If you're eligible, you get it, period. I mean, I've been trained by some people that they put it like this way. They say, okay, now we've taught you everything we know. Go out and legally extort the VA. That's what we're doing. We're legally extorting the VA. It's legal.
I'm not against that.
You are entitled to it. And if you are one of these people that's sitting there going, I hate the government, I don't want to deal with the VA, I can't stand them, I've had nothing but bad experiences, I understand. So let me do it. I will do it. I know, I'm trained in their vices and I know how to get around things. And it might just be that you didn't do things correctly, and that's okay because that's not your job. But we have people here and that's our job, and let us do it for you.
It's fantastic. Sherry.
Yes, sir.
President of the 7th District Auxiliary in the state of Indiana, or the Department of Indiana. How long have you been involved with the auxiliary?
I joined the auxiliary in 2012.
2012. And how long have you been president?
I've been president of the unit 2 years, and then with that I became the district president right after. But I'd been attending district meetings in different positions to get there.
Can you explain a little bit what the auxiliary is in relationship to Legion and everything like that here in the community?
The auxiliary supports the Legion. We've been in existence over 100 years. And they consider us a guest in the post, but we're family. We're all family at the post. We all work together.
Nobody considers you a guest.
No, they
People
don't.
that say that need to be taken down a notch.
Aaron's.
Hi, Erin. She's going to come see me soon.
Okay, good.
Oh, awesome. In the country, there are about 8,000 units in the country.
Wow.
There's 280 here in the state of Indiana. There's 11 districts, and we're number 7 here. We're part of the 7th district in Martinsville. Locally, we have about 300 members, but the ladies do things like when veterans pass away, sometimes they call us. If they're members and they're on the board, we give them free funeral dinners.
Okay.
So all of our past commanders, we take care of that way. Well, tonight there's a veterans function upstairs. A gentleman passed away. He was well known in the area, but they're using the upstairs. But we help with celebrations of life. And when we have ceremonies on the square for Memorial Day or Veterans Day, we'll a lot of times go down and hand out flags and poppies. We assist with flag retirements. We have different programs in the auxiliary. There's 22 different programs that we have. And here locally, we do 2 that are big. We have the essay contest. And a lot of those are based on the National President's theme, and this year it was caregivers. So today, this year, the theme was, how would you support caregivers for veterans? And the Tabernacle has the most precious of all the essays. I love reading them.
Yeah.
We all get together and we sit around and read these essays, and the things these kids say. One little boy said, now when you grow up and you go in the military, you go to boot camp and you get PTSD. They issue it at boot camp.
Right.
One way or another.
Government issue, right?
The ideas of how to support veterans and the people that take care of them. But the whole mission of the auxiliary is that you support veterans, military, and their families. And across the country, $6 million some dollars are spent just for veterans in support from the auxiliary.
Wow.
We have a huge support system. And it's not just them. I mean, when you look at the hours that are volunteered, I mean, there was 300,000 hours of volunteered just supporting youth programs and scholarships. You talked about scholarships and benefits. The auxiliary, if you're a member for 3 consecutive years, a junior member, you're eligible for $15,000 in scholarships. And we're always looking for kids. I mean, that's our future. We need those kids to come in.
And there's 2 units at our Legion, at every Legion usually, that children can join. There's the Sons of the Auxiliary, which all 3 of my sons belong to, and they're all under 15. And then, you can join the auxiliary.
And all you have to do to be a member of the auxiliary, have a grandparent or a parent, spouse. I mean, those kids are eligible to join through them. If the veteran is living, he does have to be a member of the Legion first.
So as long as you have pretty much a close family member that was a veteran, you can join it.
Yeah, but they have to be a member of the Legion
Sure,
first.
understand.
And then the
Understand
spouse
that.
joins and then the kids. But we had 6 kids join the other day. That was just amazing.
Wow. That's right. That's right here in town. The Legion right here in town. See, these things, I've been here my whole life and I haven't heard. And then you may have seen me a couple times in there because we've done,
Yeah.
I did the toy drive and the Christmas dance there a couple years in a row, and had to come in and talk to you guys and speak in front of all you guys and ask. But you guys have always been kind of porch time anytime we've asked something. Of course, Phil and all of them that have been involved there. So that's a good group of people. So I say this. I need to just join the Legion, the Elks, the VFW, because I used to be a member of the Elks many years ago, but time-wise, I don't have time, and I feel bad when I say, hey, I'm a member, and then I'm not going to do anything. But the Legion is something that I think is something that I always should have joined a long time ago.
And you still can.
Yes, we're still there.
Are you pushy on that too?
Yes,
absolutely.
Yes, I am.
That's all right. If one of them I joined right off the bat, that would probably be it. We had some Elks guys in here not long ago, and they were. You need to get back into it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting to that age where I just need to go somewhere and hang out and drink coffee and beer or whatever all day long. So that's good stuff. The Legion does a lot of good stuff here in the community, and plus Brain Chills is right next to you, so I'm not mad at that.
Bring food to you.
Oh, I know. I'm Natasha. I'm in there all the time. She's going, we're getting our Legion order, so that's good stuff. So you guys have a veterans. Veteran.
Oh, I'm sorry, but they don't. It has to be a parent or a grandparent, not an uncle. We wish.
Yeah.
We always will take volunteers, though. If you want to come in and volunteer, we would love to have you, whether you're a member or not. Because we do a lot of programs. Like I said, we do the essay contest. The local schools usually participate. With COVID, that kind of went out the window.
Right.
But we've had national winners in that essay contest.
Really?
And locally, we award $100 for the top prize. $50 for second and $25. They don't do that at those levels, but we do it here just to get the kids involved and get. Our other thing is youth programs, so we educate the youth about veterans and the things that happen, because a lot of times they have the wrong idea about PTSD and stuff like that.
Right.
And they don't know how to salute the flag properly. They don't know how to display the flag properly. That's the other things that we do.
Yeah, that's when I was younger, I would that would bring my blood pressure up quite a bit, but anymore you just look at them, you're like, yeah, I don't know if I'm ready for a fight right now, because there's a lot to that, displaying the flag and taking the flag down and discarding the flag when it's needed, and saluting it.
There's a lot of misconceptions too.
Oh yeah.
And there are receptacles everywhere. If you do need to discard a flag, there's one in the courthouse, 1 or 2 in the administration building, 1 in the library.
Yeah.
They all end up at our place, and we retire them every June on Flag Day.
Uh-oh, wait a minute. Getting a message. I apologize. You have a Veterans Creative Arts Festival coming up on May 13th.
Mm-hmm.
Does this involve both of you? Is it the Legion? Is it the VA? Or is it auxiliary? Or is it?
It's an auxiliary function, but it involves both of us.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about that, and what can veterans do to get a hold of you to be involved in it?
The applications are at the Legion.
Okay.
And they can also pick them up in Lindsay's office.
Yes, you can come to the Veteran Service Office, which is in the courthouse across from the clerks. You can come into the Legion and grab one, or you can go to either of our Facebook pages, the American Legion Post 230 Facebook page, or the Morgan County Veterans Service Office Facebook page. We've been posting flyers there. I believe the application is posted. If not, I'll definitely make sure it's posted on both tomorrow.
Where is the festival being held? At the Legion?
Art Sanctuary.
Oh, it's at the Art Sanctuary.
Mm-hmm. And it's open to Morgan County veterans. Any form of art, I don't think we're doing dancing or singing this
No.
year, but maybe in the future.
See, I was thinking about
I
coming
know.
in
That's the
creative
easiest thing
dancing.
to prepare, I think. Just any kind of visual art. We have people, we're not doing things like, crafting sort of thing or things that you make to sell. It's not like that, but just original artwork. We've got painting. We've got someone that weaves. We have somebody that builds fancy fishing lures. Like, it's just really cool stuff. If you are a veteran and, art and creativity is your therapy, we want you to sign up and come see us and enter your piece. You might win.
Is this the first year for this, or is this
Yes.
very first year for it?
But we're looking to make an annual.
This is the first Creative Arts Festival in Indiana.
Oh, very awesome.
They have a national one that's held every year. They just had it in St. Petersburg, Florida. The people at our contest are eligible to compete in that for 2023. And it's to bring awareness for PTSD and other service-related issues because they use that therapy for treatment.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
I see. Yeah, I see the tie-in now. And that, like you said, that is their therapy, if that is their therapy. There are a lot of veterans. Do you know how many veterans there are in the county?
We've got over 5,000 when last they counted, but
Yeah.
I would guarantee you that there's more than that.
I was going to say,
Absolutely guarantee.
I'd say 5,000 here in Martinsville.
I mean,
probably.
we have that many just in our system. So I would, if I had to guess, I'd say well over 5,000.
I have a nephew.
And more move in every day.
I have a nephew right now. His dad, my brother, one of my brothers, he was in the Army also, but I have a nephew in Newport News right now, working on the Ennis. I guess that's the name of the ship. So yeah, he's
Hating life. It's in the shipyard.
He says, Cindy says, "Hi, Mary."
Oh, Cindy Kelly. It's a girl from Mooresville.
You-
She's an auxiliary member in Mooresville.
Is she?
She's one of my units.
How you doing, Cindy?
She's a doll.
So how many people are in the auxiliary?
In the 7th district? Or
Yes,
The
seven.
7th district has over 4,000 members.
Wow.
There's 26 units. So I'm responsible for all those right now. It's a little intimidating. But
And the 7th district, what all does that entail? Is that Morgan County only, or?
no, it's not just Morgan County. There's posts from Greenwood all the way down to Princeton.
Oh, wow.
So it's
Pretty big
still-
area.
Yeah, it's a lot of driving. Oh, there's Mary.
Everybody's getting
She's
love.
Mooresville too.
And it's open to male and female, correct?
As long as for instance, Lindsay's husband joined, if you're a female, your husband is eligible for membership.
Oh,
And
wow.
we would love to have you. My son was the first member that joined our auxiliary. He joined
your wife.
because
If you're
Yeah.
female.
Right?
We're accepting of all.
Someone's.
that's me.
Okay.
That's Cindy again.
You got a lot of love on here tonight, Sherry.
I have some wonderful ladies, and
She's very popular.
Mooresville's wonderful. They have
Yeah.
a wonderful unit there. I love our Martinsville unit, but Mooresville's real close.
Are you live here in town, or do you live up that way? Oh, you live
I
in
live in Green
Green
Township.
Township. That's right. And you have some tie-ins to WCBK also, don't you?
Yeah, my husband did radio for years.
Yeah.
I don't have his radio voice. He says he has a face for radio.
Well, I do too, but unfortunately we have cameras here, so I can't hide very much. Aaron said, "You need to join the Legion."
Yes, you do.
I keep meaning to.
And then you can see me.
Please.
There all the time.
Speaking of join the Legion, what would an individual have to do to join the Legion?
You just fill out the application, bring your DD-214, and it's $45.
Okay. Next question: if you've not located your DD-214 in about 14 years,
You come to the Morgan County Veteran Service Officer, and she will help walk you through that.
He walked right into that,
I
didn't
knew
he?
that was coming. I know. I heard now you got a little pocket card, 214 cards.
My
We're
son,
talking about-
I think my son has
I don't have one of those.
Yeah. Used to be you had to call St. Louis, and you get
St.
some
Louis has
grumpy
been
staff
shut
sergeant.
down since about March of 2020, and they
Okay.
are still only operating at maybe 30% capacity.
Hmm.
So can you imagine in 2 years how much backlog they have to get through?
Right.
Yeah.
I honestly, when I became suddenly single and all that paperwork was put up, my DD-214's been buried since. And every Veteran Day and
She
stuff.
probably knew where it was, though, didn't she?
Probably. So, but every Veteran Day and stuff like that, I'm like, hey, you want to go eat? And I was like, nah, I don't have my 214. But I've gotten in by, I pull my picture up on Facebook. I'm like, that's me? And they're like, no, it's not. I'm like, it is. I know it was 100 pounds ago, but come on. So But yeah, I need that. I need to track that down
Okay.
and get a copy of that.
We
at
can
least.
do that.
And if I can get the wallet version,
I don't know how you get that. I have no idea.
I would look into that. I'll talk to
Okay.
my VA person.
I'll make a list. I have your pen.
You are the VA person here in town, aren't you?
Not the VA person. So it's a huge misconception. Everyone calls me the VA person. We are not VA. We are not the ones making you angry. I promise.
You're not making me
the
angry. You've
liaison.
enlightened me already a
We are the
ton.
liaison between you and the VA. So we work with the VA sometimes, and we know there are rules and everything, but we're not the VA.
So I don't have to go to the VA. I just go to you.
No, you eventually have to go to the VA because we're going to apply for stuff, and then they're going to make an appointment for you. And you don't have to, use, if you want to apply for a VA healthcare, you don't have to use those doctors if you don't want to, if you're happy with who you're using. But I mean, healthcare is free. Let's do it.
The hardest
Do you
thing
not
is
use
just-
VA healthcare? You don't.
No.
There's a VA clinic right here in town.
So if you're not service connected for disability, then and you apply for VA healthcare, it is financially needs based. You have to be below a certain income threshold based on the number of people in your house to qualify for care. So sometimes that can mean, if you make too much money, they say no. But there are levels where you make too much, but you'd be eligible and you just have to pay a copay. And when I say a copay, I mean it's really small compared to, yes, you can. Wait, no, hold on. I'll address that in just a second.
Yes.
The copays that you'd pay are things like $10 for a specialist or something like that. They'll tell you. But once you are service connected and you have a disability that they have said is caused by service, then you're in. You've got free healthcare. So, my husband always says, now that we are service connected and we have disability, we don't have to keep working past retirement age just to afford healthcare for ourselves.
Right.
We don't have to do that now. It's free. Once the kids are out, we don't have to pay for healthcare at all. And that's an amazing benefit.
This is very important subject.
Yes.
And I want to walk through it slowly, and I'm gonna be even dumber than I actually am here, because I'm a single guy. I live here by myself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not using any VA benefits medically, but I want to.
Mm-hmm.
Just give me step one.
Step one is come see me and we'll fill out the application.
Okay. So what if I currently have insurance through my work?
Okay.
I could drop that if I get on there?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So you can have other insurance and still use the VA and let the VA know what your second insurance is and let your insurance know you have VA as well. You can bill them both,
Now, when I say VA, does that mean I have to go to Indy to the VA or go right here?
You can go here to Martinsville. You can go to wherever you want. You can tell them, I'd prefer to use such and such clinic, Brownsburg.
This is so vital, because I know so many veterans, friends of mine, that have no clue of this.
Yeah, so I choose Martinsville because I live in Martinsville and I'd like to not have to ever leave Martinsville for anything. That's my thing.
See, I'm kind of frustrated because this was not given to us.
Yeah.
And this information has not been shared unless I totally went deaf over the last 25 years,
well, and
30
we even
years.
have an ear and eye clinic now at the one here in Martinsville.
Really?
And even for things like mental health, you can see a psychologist and a psychiatrist, and they have visiting doctors and specialists that will sometimes come down to Martinsville certain days of the week. So there are certain specialist appointments. If I want to go to podiatry or gynecology or something like that, I'm going to Indy.
Right.
So I make those concessions and I go to Indy for those things. But just my primary care doctor is here. There's 2 doctors here at the clinic, Dr. Burns, Dr. Caldwell. They're both amazing. And they really take care of the majority of the vets here. They're incredible. And you can, like I said, sometimes have your mental health appointments. You can
5 days a week?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry to get off on the subject here, but this is...
Yeah, the clinic is located right across from the fairgrounds, next to IU Morgan and the Cancer Center.
I know right where it's at.
Yeah, the ugly brown building that you're like, what is that? That's the VA clinic.
Wow.
So, yeah.
You want to address this one?
Okay, so using your own doctors, even if it's service related. So you never have to use the VA for anything. The only thing that would happen is if you came in and I fill out a claim for you and let's say we claim your knee and your foot. And they say, yes, okay, you are service connected for your knee and your foot pain, which means they're going to start paying you monthly compensation. And that monthly compensation is meant to help, mitigate the symptoms that you have to experience as a result of your service. It is not that they're paying you for a condition. It's that they're paying for the symptoms and how your quality of life has deteriorated based on those symptoms. So at that point, once you have applied for that disability, the VA will set up an appointment with you to do an exam specifically for that claim. It is not healthcare. It is completely separate than healthcare. So even if you are already using VA healthcare and you've been seeing a doctor about your foot and your knee, and then you go to make a claim, they will pull those records to use as evidence, in favor of your claim, but it doesn't mean that they're going to automatically say yes just because you've been seeing a doctor. So the healthcare realm is completely separate than the benefits realm. So at that point, let's say they send you for an exam, and that can be with the VA or wherever they send you. It can be a third party. And then they say yes, and they give you service connection for those two things. At that point, it's up to you where you go for treatment for that. It's just that if later on and down the road you want to file for an increase or get evaluated by the VA again for compensation purposes, you'll just need to pull those private medical records if you've chosen to continue seeing doctors that you pay for, or maybe you have TRICARE or something like that. Like a lot of people that retire, they don't want to use the VA. They want to use their TRICARE doctors, and that's completely fine. But we have to get you enrolled in VA in order to then get you disability. You know what I mean? So you don't have to use the VA doctors if you don't want to.
Sure.
Some people do both.
Yeah.
Yes, any vet can apply for VA healthcare. And like I said, that's when you don't have service connection, it's financially based. So like when I first got out, I applied immediately and I used VA healthcare, and they paid for all 3 of my pregnancies, and it was wonderful. But the second that baby came out, he was on dad's insurance, They won't pay for that, but they always covered me. And then when, we made more money and my husband got a better job, at that point, we made too much money for VA healthcare. So I didn't use VA healthcare until last year. I hadn't used it this whole time. And I went to apply again, and they said that I was at a certain high tier where I made too much, but I could use a copay. So then I got VA healthcare, and now I applied for disability, and both my husband and I were awarded disability. So now we're fully enveloped in the VA system. So we can use strictly VA all the time, and we don't have to use private insurance, except, we have kids, so we have to pay for that until they're out.
I'm sorry to browbeat this, but as you both said, this is very...
It is for me. It seems like it might not be a big deal.
What's up,
hey,
Trent?
But it's a huge
Trent?
deal for, yeah.
I'm so sorry.
I know.
He's my off again, on again cameraman sometimes when we go to areas. Yeah.
Okay.
And he's not very
He
good.
was our favorite deputy at the courthouse when we first moved in. It's like they gifted him to us, and then he left us.
Yeah, now he's I know where he's at now. Yeah, he works with another buddy of ours, but Trent's a good dude. Wow. Enlightening, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And there's a lot going on. We want to get to the veterans involved in this Veteran Creative Arts Festival May 13th.
Yes.
And that's open to all veterans in the county.
And even if you don't think you're a great artist, we will literally accept a stick drawing or finger painting. Honestly, I'm not even kidding. Just do it. Yeah, most people do. Most vets have no idea.
No.
They just know like the tip of the iceberg of what they might be eligible for. And that is why they train us on everything so that we can spread the word. But there's only so much outreach I can do at a time. And then there's only so much outreach I can do, which will result in people coming and me still be able to actually provide services. Hey, Davey. So it's a huge deal. But I mean, any questions people have, all they gotta do is call us. Just call us, email us. At this point, I've got coasters made that I'm putting at all the VFWs and all the legions so that people have them sitting there. Got business cards all over the place, flyers. I've put up signs. We have a Facebook page. I'm really trying, but I need everyone's help.
Bring some of them coasters in here because
Okay.
We have tons of guests that come in here.
Okay.
And all it takes is one strike up the conversation.
Yep.
What is the most commonly missed opportunity that veterans of any branch bypass and have no clue about? Is it the insurance or the help or?
I have a special place in my heart. I don't know if this would necessarily be the biggest, but I have a special place in my heart. Like I said, there are a lot of older veterans that never access benefits, either because they didn't know.
Yep.
Or because they didn't want to take away from everybody else. Okay.
Yep.
So, I mean, I literally get 80,
but you gotta
90-year-olds in my office going, I have no idea, but I served then. Well, at this point, we don't have records of it, and it's going to be hard. So I guess the biggest thing for me is if you never apply take a Vietnam veteran, for instance. We all know that they were exposed to Agent Orange.
Right.
If they stepped foot in Vietnam for a minute or more, they were exposed to Agent Orange. Whether or not that actually causes the diseases, I don't know. But the VA has granted presumptive assumption that they have been exposed. So if you have a vet and he never applies for anything, but he was in the Vietnam War, and now he has diabetes, which has led to heart problems, which has led to this and that. Chances are, when he passes someday, it's going to be from one of those conditions, and he wouldn't have those conditions if he hadn't been in Vietnam. So now the problem is, this vet's married, he's passed away, and the wife comes in and she goes, okay, well, I'm here to apply to get my husband's compensation.
Right.
If
Not
he
gonna
didn't apply
happen.
for that thing, then we can't give you anything. Disability compensation that a veteran gets in their lifetime, that is not a benefit for anyone but veterans. It does not pass on to the family in any way or form. The people that you hear about where they're getting their spouse's compensation, what that is it's called DIC. It's called Dependency Indemnity Compensation. And that is because you're a veteran passed of a service-connected disability. So if you have something wrong with you that might kill you someday, please apply for it and get disability, at the very least, to take care of your family in the future.
Sherry, did you train her? Did you bring her along? Or...
Heavens no, I'm trying to train her how the auxiliary works. Because I need
She's trying
somebody
to make
like
me
her.
less pushy.
Right.
No, she
No,
literally
you're
has
in a
given me all of
position
her
you need to be pushy,
responsibility.
though.
She's trying to make me the new Sherry. She saw me coming a million miles away.
Right. Now, I'm going to throw this out there. And we should do this off record, but I'm going to. In Germany, while we were there in the mid 80s, when I got out, I was told that I couldn't donate blood.
Mm-hmm.
You talk about being exposed to something. Have you ever heard of that one? We'll discuss that off air, but
I have.
because of something we may have eaten.
Really? Well, I mean,
I was told I can't give blood because I was maybe exposed to tainted beef, mad cow disease.
okay.
And since then, I've never given blood.
Okay.
And to this day, I've not given blood. And the funny, how it came up, a relative of my wife's at the time needed some blood. And so she's my type
Mm-hmm.
down in Bloomington, and I drive down there. And of course, I don't know if you've ever given blood, but they ask you about 6 million personal questions
Yes.
that 99.999% of them I say no to,
Right.
happily. And then the very last question, did you ever serve in the military? And I was like, well, yeah, now I'm setting up. She goes, were you in European theater from 84 to 89? I was like, well, yeah, that was the time I was there. Oh, well, you can't give blood. Like, why didn't you ask me at the start, for starters? And I said, why? And she said, maybe exposed to mad cow disease. I was like, okay, what do
They
I
don't
got
know
to
for sure, but maybe. Yeah.
What do I got to do to find out? She goes, autopsy. I was like,
Oh, I'll
those
pass
were
on that.
those were her exact
Let's
words.
not do that.
And I was like, wait a
Sound
minute.
good.
You know, when you're sitting there, it goes in one ear out the other, and it took a minute to digest. I was like, wait a minute. She goes, we have no way of knowing. But there was tainted beef, mad cow disease, given out in that point in time in Europe. And I'm like,
Okay, so that's a good example of something that's kind of obscure, but would give me a good way to give you an example of how that might be something that would lend itself to benefits at some point. So,
and I'm not saying
I
necessarily
know.
benefits, but it's things like that
Yes.
that very few know about.
So, like, let's just say now you were exposed to mad cow disease.
Sure.
Let's just say you were. Well, it's not causing you any problems right now.
Right.
So then it's not something that you would ever apply for benefits for.
Not
the
at
only
all.
thing right now that it's doing is inconveniencing you to where you can't give blood.
Yeah,
And
I've
that
not given
stinks.
blood, and I've given blood prior to that.
Yeah, and
but
that
not
stinks.
since.
But now, if something were to happen and you started developing some rare condition and the doctor started researching and they go, oh, well, clearly this is their direct result
Case of mad
mad cow disease, and you know you got that from your military service,
Sure.
at that point we have a claim. You know, so
I like it.
like I've had people call me
I like the
before.
way she thinks. I'm just saying.
People have called before and said, hey, I was in Camp Lejeune. I was a Marine and I was in Camp Lejeune. And I said, well,
Your
when
first
were you
mistake was
there?
joining the Marines.
Obviously. And I'm like, we can't give benefits for eating crayons. And they're like, well, that's not exactly what it is.
I love it.
So they say, well, I drank the water. I lived there for 6 months, however long it was. And I said, okay, you were definitely exposed to contaminated water.
Sure.
And they're like, okay, well, I was told that I can get a check for that. And I said, well, what's wrong with you now? Well, nothing. So then I read off the conditions. Do you have this? Nope. Okay, well, then we can't. They pay you, the VA pays you for your symptoms, period.
Yeah.
If something was wrong with you in the military, and that's a pretty good thing that they would pay you for, and it's not wrong with you now, then there is no claim. But if all of a sudden, again, it becomes wrong with you, now there's a claim.
Now there's a
There
claim.
has to be something that happened, documented or not. We can get through that. We can try to fight our way through explaining why it wouldn't have been documented. That's always worth a shot. But there has to be something then and something now.
Wes, VA's been great for me. Wes, I did
Yeah.
not know that.
I've had really great experiences with the VA as well. I mean, a lot of people are really upset, but I really think that the major misconception about the VA, and I do think it's a misconception, I think veterans are thinking about the way it was years and years ago, you know, like when the vets came back from Vietnam and when they were still basically building this whole platform of service to the vets. You know, their hearts are in the right places. They're trained to put everything in the favor of the vet. And I get that people have gone through hell and back to try to get benefits through the VA. But a lot of times, I think it's just that it wasn't applied for correctly.
Right.
You know, that you have to apply for things the correct way. And it's totally fine that you don't know how to do that. I didn't know how to do that 2 years ago. I had no idea. I have been in this position for 2 years, and I only applied a year ago. And I've been out since 06. So, I mean, we're all in the same boat here. Come to someone that is not going to get frustrated by it and that will not quit. And, you know, we can walk you through all that. We can tell you exactly what we do at every single turn.
When I
VA
first
does want to help.
when I first got out, and it's been a while ago, of course, and I forget who the area. I don't even know if we had an individual down here.
Mm-hmm.
Might have had a state
It's
representative.
only been here for maybe 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
And it was part-time at first
Yeah.
at best.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the individual would come through every now and then.
Yes.
And it just seemed, for lack of better words, a pain in the ass to get through
Yeah.
what you had to get through
Oh, yeah.
to get. And I didn't have anything wrong, you know, other than what I was discussed earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing, like I said, it's very difficult.
You think nothing
Wes,
until I get a hold of your record.
right. And Wes probably feels the same way. There's so many of us that are really injured out there.
Mm-hmm.
Men and women that have come back that are in such, you know, tough condition.
Mm-hmm.
And those are the people that you say, look, don't spend a dime on me. Give it to them.
Yeah.
But as you said,
Well,
as you put in my face.
the kind of person that would sign that document
Right.
are the kind of people that would say that. So it makes complete sense that most of us feel like these benefits should go to somebody else. But I'm telling you that, you know, the whole reason the VA and the American Legion and all these organizations were created was to make sure they could somehow take care of these service members when they got home.
Right.
And that was to make up for a huge lack of being able to take care of them years and years before. You know, from the Civil War on, they realized that, hey, these people are coming back from war and they're really beat up or they're missing limbs. And what are we going to do about it? We didn't even plan for that. We only planned to outfit them and put them over there. We didn't think, what are they going to do when they get back?
Right.
So these organizations are making it up as they go, and they're trying to get better and better. And I know it's frustrating. You know, even now, Vietnam vets are just now getting benefits that they should have gotten years and decades ago.
Right.
And now the Gulf War vets are facing the same exact thing, and it's overwhelmingly frustrating. I mean, it really is. It's horrible. It's like, you know, it's on the edge that someday these things will be approved, and you just got to keep doing it the right way and trying the best you can. It stinks, but, you know, we care. I'll try.
Well, ladies, you both are a blessing for the community. Again, we have the Veterans Creative Arts Festival coming up on May 13th, and we want to get all the vets in the county involved in that. And this is the only one in the state, correct?
It's the first time that they've
First
had one in the state.
The auxiliary is pushing it so that more auxiliary units will host one. But yeah, we're the first.
And if you want to get a hold and join the auxiliary, Sherry McGee's the individual to do that. She is, and you're right here in the Legion, in town. And you have contacts all over Mooresville now, apparently.
Yes, I do.
So, which is all right. And of course, the Legion, that is a place that you want to get a hold of and join up there. A lot of good folks down there.
And we host bingo.
Oh yeah.
I've been to many a bingo there, and I think that's where I recognize you from, bingo.
Yeah, I used to do the books. Now Lindsay does the books now.
You do.
She's like, hey guys, I need a little bit of help. And I'm like, I'll help. And she's like, here you go.
What is the first rule of the military? Do not volunteer, correct?
Never again volunteer yourself.
Right.
The acronym.
I had an older brother that was in the Navy, and he went to boot at Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
And he wasn't in there very long before he said, he knew, yeah, exactly, Mike. He knew myself and my younger brother were going to go in one branch. Wasn't sure we yet, but he said, if you join the Navy, don't ever volunteer for any. There's a veteran right now. It's an Air Force guy, so we'll just keep moving with Jerry Vest. But he tells a story that they're fresh off the bus, by the way. They didn't have you guys didn't have the cattle cars like we had. They had the bus. And they marched out 3 miles into this parading field they had down there in Orlando, and storm's rolling in. It's Florida. It's afternoon. And I guess the drill instructor, whatever they called him there, said, do we have any track stars? here in the group. And my brother was a track star for Martinsville and everything. And he raised his hand and he said, good, run your ass back to the bus and shut those windows and get back here. And to this day, I remember that story. And he said, exactly, Aaron wants the bingo.
She's going to go to everything.
So he ran all the way back and did it.
She doesn't even know yet.
Is she a part of it?
I'm going to rope her.
Is she working with you ladies now?
No, but she is a Navy veteran as well. And we met through baseball. She coached my son, my husband coached, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, so I've been talking to her. She didn't know I did this job, and I informed her the other day that I did. And she's all in now. She just went through her second back surgery, and she's never applied for benefits. Yeah, Aaron, I'm looking at you. Sort of. Yes, you're my new best friend. I told her, I was like, just give me your record. I'll take care of it.
You can probably pull my record too up and look in there. It'd be interesting to see what I want to know what was put in and what wasn't.
And that's a lot of times people don't go through this because it's what a pain in the butt to have to go through records and figure out what qualifies and this and that. And some people have horrible experiences where they'll go somewhere, I don't know where, because there's all kinds of organizations that will file a claim for you, you know. We're supposed to go through your record for you. That's our job. We know what we're looking for. You don't have to do the legwork. I'll do it.
But remember, I mean, this is one thing that makes me wonder, back in the 80s, pre-90s, everything was done on paperwork pretty much. Computers were just really infancy stage as far as...
Where now if I request a VA medical record for someone, they'll send me a disc. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be curious what's on that for me. I'm going to have to look at that.
Your whole criminal record.
There's nothing.
Every court
nothing.
They didn't throw anything.
I didn't even get. I didn't even get an Article 14, which is.
We're a non-judgy office.
Yeah, right.
We've literally seen everything. There's no judgment.
I'm not saying I didn't get in trouble. It just wasn't noted. We all got in trouble. That's part of it. Ladies, is there anything else you'd like to discuss or go over before we end the evening here tonight? Go ahead and. Sherry, you have anything else you'd like to discuss?
We really would love to have more people come in and join the Legion and the Auxiliary. We do a lot of good here in the city, and we like to support all of our programs, and we need help doing that.
So you need some volunteers and some new members.
Yes, and we have a brunch Saturday.
What time's that brunch? What time's that brunch?
10:30.
10:30 where at?
At the Legion.
At the Legion?
Street. There's going to be lots of food, and mimosas and Bloody Marys will be for sale as well.
Whoa, wow. I have a golf outing that we're doing for our scholarships. It's our second year we're doing it, trying to make it annually. And, or else I would be to that. I'm telling you right now. Wes said he heard a lot of stuff got burned up.
Yes, there was a fire in the 70s. I think it was 74 at the National Archives. And I've even heard people tell me there was a fire in the 90s or something. I don't think there was, just the 70s. But I have ways to... So my newest thing, which is a really good benefit, and it's kind of a good kept secret, is that I got access to the VA system now in my office, and not every office gets that. So I applied for this. So if I'm your representative through the American Legion, because I'm accredited, that's one of the organizations through which I'm accredited to help you. And you've chosen the American Legion as your claims representative, then I can look you up in the VA system and see your records. So we don't have to worry about requesting it from the archives. And that includes your DD-214, any previous claims, any denials. I can see everything that's ever happened with you in the VA. And that is how I can determine the best path to take forward, and what the VA will probably say or probably not say. But if you're looking for your DD-214 and you've never filed anything with the VA, that can be hard. But I have a contact with the state that I can go through. If you ever filed your DD-214 with the recorder, which I recommend filing your DD-214 with the county recorder here at the admin building, or file it with me. Either way, that way both offices have
I don't know if I ever did that.
That is nice and secure. So if you ever lose it and you need it, you can come to us and we will give it to you. And only you will have access to that, unless your funeral director someday has access.
She's pretty harsh.
So yeah, we can find ways to get around it.
Yeah, she is pushy. That's all right. Aaron says not long ago.
I am Aaron's dream come true.
No, she's just. You guys are.
It's cool. We're already best friends now. It's fine.
I was going to say. These are the Legion, the Auxiliary, two great things to support. Can a child join the Legion if the great-grandparent was a veteran?
Yes.
Yes.
They can join the Sons.
Sons of the Legion?
Not anymore. I'm sorry.
Really?
Yeah, they used to allow the great-grandchildren, but they stopped that.
I swear I've heard of uncles, too. I swear I have.
Believe me, we did membership.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
So that's a no, Bethany.
I would let them do
Sorry.
it.
Oh, we would love to have it.
I'm still trying to join the Sons of the American Legion, but they tell me I can't because they say I'm a female.
What's wrong with that?
I will be fighting them on that.
You're already member of the Legion.
I want to be a member of all four. We've got the Legion. I'm a veteran. We've got the Auxiliary. My husband is a veteran, so I joined that. We've got the Sons. My grandfather served. Hello. And we've got the Riders. I'm buying a bike.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, I'm a writer.
Oh, you are?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, ask what her nickname is.
What's,
Oh, my goodness.
what's your nickname? We got to know this now. This is information we
Her
must...
her leather vest says it.
Reach around. I didn't know what that meant. I
Reach
had to
around
ask.
McGee.
Wow, this is a family show.
She
and
really
we're-
likes her husband. Oh, Aaron
I
has
do
a bike,
really
so
like
see, you
that.
can become a rider, Aaron.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, awesome. We got a new writer.
Woohoo.
That's fantastic.
The women are taking over the Legion.
So this event, we have that brunch tomorrow. So if you guys are in town and you're hungry between 10:30 and 12:30, come see us because we're going to make a lot of food. And it's only $6 and there's all kinds of stuff on the menu.
Maybe just stop in there and see what's up. That's it. Talk
yeah.
to you fine ladies that'll be in there along with them.
Yeah.
Now, you going to have your leather jacket on tomorrow or no?
No.
Okay.
I'm not.
Just asking.
But she will have it on May
May 1st.
1st,
May 1st.
which is the busing of the bikes.
That's Sunday.
It's a whole event.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's Sunday. It's
Sunday is the blessings of the bike. Blessing of the bikes.
And there's
And
no
so
charge
we will
for
be
the ride.
there. We will be there with a table set up to join anybody that wants to join. We will have membership paperwork if you want to come by the Legion and join any of the groups. We will be there, and you can come hang out with us while Reach Around goes on a ride and does a scavenger hunt.
What's your nickname?
I'm not a rider yet.
Oh, I guarantee.
It's
Young
not going to
lady.
be. It will not be appropriate for Aaron.
Young lady. All right. Well, it has been enlightening, and I can't tell you guys thank you enough. You don't know, and this is. I'll see you ladies tomorrow. There you
See you
go.
tomorrow.
Yay!
And I was born and raised here, and you think you know everything about the community, and then
Mhm.
things like this pop up, and you're just like, unbelievable. And I've known members of the Legion. I've been in there hundreds of times. I know about the Boston Parquet up top and all that was up there forever. And
Perfect.
I'll be in to donate. and
I
get
will be
info.
there.
There you go.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
We are
Wes.
still looking for donations for the Creative Arts Festival.
There you go. Stop over there tomorrow. Talk to these gals. This is stuff the community needs. This is the stuff that helps those that paved your way for our freedoms that we still have to this day. And you can't get anything better to donate to, is my feeling on that. So God bless you both. Any final words?
No. Come see me.
Is Pushy Sherry? You don't have anything else to say? Just come see you.
Come to my office.
There you go.
Get in there and file.
Sherry, anything else to say?
Think of the auxiliary as the spouse for the Legion.
Oh, that's fantastic.
We love
So-
her.
All right, ladies, you guys have a wonderful night. You're coming back in,
Yes.
possibly around the 10th,
I think May 10th I'll be back.
before the 13th.
Yes. So
Okay.
I will get answers for this miniature VA card or DD-214 and
Yeah.
the reimbursement for college education so that you can.
I want a yes
So you
on
can
one of
quit your
them,
job.
and we're going to figure out which one it is. Okay, Aaron, thank you. All right, ladies,
Thank you.
we will see you again as soon as I find my mouse on the 10th, and God bless you. God bless you both. Thank you guys for making a good show, for engaging. We appreciate that. Love you guys, and we will see you. I think I have a show Sunday. Yes, I do. I'll be in here Sunday evening. So until then, you guys have a wonderful weekend. Avoid the rain tomorrow. See a bunch of you out at the golf course tomorrow night. Love you guys. See you.